recording this, I can only get my monitor very close to me. So I'm doing it close, and you'll probably see in the next couple of videos. Today, I want to discuss You Can't Do That. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, you can't do that as a T1D. Way back in my day, you couldn't serve as a police officer. You couldn't do an airline pilot. You could definitely not serve in the military. We were already a second-class citizen in so many cases. Now, things have changed. We can be an airline pilot you have to meet specific requirements to be a type 1 diabetic and to be an airline pilot. Same with the police officers. Serving in the military, while you can serve as the military in the States, but they generally not if recruits if you're a type 1 diabetic. However, there are people who have served, so I don't know what that means. I guess you'll be pretty much in a non-combative role, but that's down to society in a whole. I've had a case where I wanted to be part of this team this team at school, not at work, at school. And I was quite good at it. It was lawn bowling. And I actually could do it, I was quite good at it. Lord knows I could bowl in my younger days, and long bowling I got pretty good at it. Well, when it came time to do my group thing, my advisor at the time said, "Oh, well, you have a condition. We can't have you. They won't allow you to take part in sporting activities." "Well, that's funny," I said, "because we have to take rugby as our curriculum in the fall, and we all are assigned to teams, and we all are expected to play on those teams. But when you find it convenient to say, oh, I can't bowl because I'm a type 1 diabetic," and he said, "Well, it's not us, it's the group of people." And I phoned my dad, and my dad said, leave it with me. And I got called in to a meeting with this teacher, my housemaster, and the headmaster, and it was all discussed saying, well, why can't he? And it was finally turned around that I could take part. Now, I can understand if you're going to go mountain climbing and put a whole team of people at risk. Anytime you're putting people at risk because of your low blood sugars or your high blood sugars, that could be a continuous point. However, people who say you can't do something because you have diabetes is wrong. Military is the only thing really left that I believe that you can. The Canadian Armed Forces will not certify you being diabetic because you're diabetic. So if there is ever a war or something, we would be support somewhere. I'm sure they would probably recruit us, but we wouldn't be on the front lines. So often people will say, well, you're a diabetic, maybe you should do this. Or sometimes they won't offer you a job because you're a type 1 diabetic. Now, sometimes if you can't get a job and people will say, I'm sorry, we went another route, people will try to play, well, it's because I'm a diabetic. But you'll know, truly down, you'll know that they're right. But it shouldn't only be about your diabetes. It should be about your abilities. I still think that kid, he was head of house at school, and he was also the head of school. And he told me, oh, you never make a prefect because you're a diabetic. It's kind of like saying, oh, diabetic or prefects are not disabled. And he definitely counted me as a diabetic disabled person. Well, I was never a school prefect, but I got to be the senior house prefect, which is a pretty high spot in my school for my house. It was sort of like the deputy house, and I made sure the house ran day to day. But I felt as that an accomplishment. And I did one better. I got the STAG Award for helping people obtain. I helped people who, were bullied, and I did my job. That I always had the forms up so people knew what duties they would be doing that week. Before, I always have one of the house prefects do their duties. Whoops. This is telling me that I'm 5. So that is the beginning of the end, supposedly. But I've had lunch, so it was going up. I was 4.6. and we're going up. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to start treatment. But we always are set to conform to society. We're always expected that we always have to make concession for our work and being type 1 diabetic. However, they never take us and make priorities for them, which in turn could make it better for you and for everyone else. You have to definitely think that way. You can do it. Don't forget that, unless you can't. It's up to your abilities. We all have gifts in ability. There were people who couldn't do the senior house prefect job, but I was able to do it. I thought I did a damn good job for it. So just remember, do your best. Don't let them pick you out because you're a diabetic. With that, have a great day and we'll talk later. Bye. My email address is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. All one line. Drop me